Well, today we have Tara Henricksen. She's joining Trainers Talk. So this is a series kind of talking to trainers, maybe some clients down the road. Me and Tara go way back. How many years has it been so far?
I think it was 2012. So
2012.
like, yeah, I think 8 years.
Yeah, I think that you're gonna remember that better than I do. It all becomes a blur. It's like it's
Yeah,
fast, slow at the same time. So especially right
yeah,
now.
yeah. Whatever our first Ragnar was that we ran together, it was that year.
Yeah, true. So that makes sense. So 2012 sounds right. Um, the so right now, tell me a little bit about what you're doing right now. Like, what's your kind of work life now in quarantine, and what's that like right now?
Well, I mean, I feel kind of guilty saying this, but also very blessed saying this, that I am busier than I was before quarantine.
Yeah,
Um, things I feel very lucky that I have a job and that it's and that is keeping me busy, but all good busy stuff. So still training, still doing a lot of FaceTime one-on-ones, which is pretty cool. It's kind of amazing to see how much we can do via our devices. I mean, I kind of already knew that we could, but this is kind of taking it to the next level.
totally.
Uh, but just FaceTime. I am seeing some people, but that is like outside, bigger spaces. And then teaching a lot of Zoom classes, which is actually really fun.
Yeah, yeah. What has surprised you about that? Like that you didn't realize, like what skill have you had to kind of like sharpen while teaching Zoom, and what things are you like, oh, I didn't realize this was kind of possible, this experience?
Yeah. What I've had to sharpen is I guess being a little bit more like I would wing a lot of classes in a good
Yeah,
way. It was more
yeah,
of, which I think you've done the same thing where it's, you kind of have an idea of what you're going to do and then you just roll with that idea during that time. Here,
totally.
I feel I need to think about it just a little bit more of just, okay, what can people use in their houses that, they could access in the gym that they don't have access anymore.
Yeah,
Uh, and then I guess just having things ready and also just variables that you don't have control over.
yeah,
So like kids, pets, background noise.
yeah,
So just kind of being ready for that and being candid about it. I mean, it's going to happen. It's kind of cool to see how people are living. You see them at the gym all the time and you see that one persona, but actually being able to see them in their own setting is kind of cool.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
and
totally,
seeing you of like, we all do have lives outside the gym. Right now it
totally.
doesn't feel like it, but
Yeah,
uh, but yeah,
yeah, cool. And you recently moved.
I did recently move and it's
Uh,
awesome. I'm 5 minutes away instead of 15. I mean, I know it's a drastic change,
yeah.
but it's all good. It's
Oh,
nice.
oh, cool, cool. So, um, so me and you worked together um, back at Solage when I was working there, and and then you kind of came in as, I kind of hired you as a trainer and to do classes and things like that. Um, what was kind of your uh, what were the things that you were most nervous about, or you felt like you got better at when you were in that portion, that very early part of your career, where, because your experience before that was kind of limited when it came to fitness, like actual being a fitness professional, right?
Oh, it definitely was. I mean, I started in a much smaller gym setting, didn't have very many clients, and was just still fresh out of college. And
Yeah,
so it was all very exciting, but nerve wracking, kind of all in one. Um, but I guess like I've always been a people person. I've always been pretty good at being, personable with
yeah,
people, but it's a whole nother ball game there.
yeah,
So it's kind of learning how to read somebody without them really telling you anything.
yeah,
Kind
yeah,
of, and you're incredible at that. So it's been pretty cool to be able to still be with you all these years and learn from you with
yeah,
that. So that, let's see. I mean, I think it comes with any job that the more you do it, the better you get.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so, you know, the more I taught classes, the more confident I felt. The more I trained people, the more confident I felt. The more I trained myself and worked out myself, took classes myself, the better I felt.
yeah, yeah, totally.
So,
And then, what was so what kind of within all that, what was something like a modality or something that you learned kind of, I mean, not necessarily at Solage, but even with us, that you're kind of glad that you took on, and like if it's a certain certification, or if it's a style of Pilates, if it's what was kind of the next thing that you felt like, wow, this kind of complements what I already do.
Ooh, that's a good one. To be honest, it's being well-rounded in everything.
Yeah.
It's not being afraid to, go out of my comfort zone, whether it be, picking up more certifications or other classes that I'm not comfortable with, or even just working with certain people that it's going to be a challenge that I know. It's, I think just being well-rounded in everything and being able to cross all of those together is
Yeah.
cool. And so, it's just constantly being educated. And
Yeah.
even if that honestly means going on Instagram and looking at what other people are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at your partners and what are they doing that you're like, oh, I didn't even think of that kind of thing. It's so, I don't know. It's just to me, it's just constantly looking at what's could be the next thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Do you, I call it the Jerry Maguire story. Do you remember the Jerry Maguire story?
I think so. I mean, I think I know where you're going with it, but
So I'll set you up, and then I'll
set me
see.
up.
I'll see how well you remember the story, or as I remember. And this is through my lens, and then I want to kind of hear your lens. Okay. So, 2000, I think it was 14. So a couple of years after you've been at Solage, they were going through a transition where they were gonna move away from a Bearge, and then I kind of knew I was at that point that things weren't I wasn't going to be able to stay there as things as they were separate out. And so, I've always had the dream of being able to work on my own business and build a team that I could work with and grow with. And so the Jerry Maguire point in the movie where Tom Cruise's character he knows he's leaving his sports management job or place, and he looks around to a crowd of people and is like, who's coming with me? Yeah. Who's coming with me? Yeah. So I think I told you at Soul Bar, I think we were having lunch.
We were having lunch, and I remember it was a nice day outside. I vividly remember like the whole scene as if it was like in a movie. Yeah.
So tell me what you remember from that day, and I might fill in anything that I felt like we maybe we missed.
Well, yeah, I remember I didn't really know like what to expect out of that lunch, other than it was because we would have lunch. I mean, not like fairly regularly. We would go and go to Soul Bar and have lunch, and I just thought it was like one of those typical days. And then I could just sense there was something more in it. And you're like, and so you kind of told me that you were planning on leaving, starting up another, fitness platform in Calistoga, and kind of just wanted my opinion really on it. And I just, without skipping a beat, said, I'm coming. I saw at what you had done at Solage in just the short time that I was there, and I knew that big things were about to happen, and I wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah, so I think you said it well enough. I mean, I think I had a lot of confidence in you, and I was and I think because of that, and you I think this more than even probably we could say. how much that meant for you to be able to do that with me and for us to kind of start Calistoga Fit together.
Yeah.
And you know, Jackie and helping also kind of getting things going. And so yeah, that was an interesting time, and people, you know, the uncertainty and remembering day one of that. Do you remember like what the first couple of months and stuff of like Calistoga Fit and trying to get the word out? What that was like?
That was something I've never experienced before, but also I think what helped define me today in just myself as, you know, a business partner, as a trainer, as you know, an entrepreneur myself, is you have to put yourself in ridiculous situations to get where you want to be, and be okay with succeeding and not succeeding right away. And you need to be patient. I am not a patient person, so this was at all, ask anybody. So this was it was a test for my patience as well, but also I always have had faith in you and Jackie, and so just kind of putting that faith forward and saying, I know this is going to work. If you just have to put everything in it that you have just as they are, it's going to work. It has to work.
Yeah.
And it did.
Well, I'm glad you have that much faith in it. And that's, I will say, I mean, I had faith that it was gonna work. I just didn't know it was starting in this way, like, you know, working with the hotels, and it was gonna be a guest thing and some local thing, and it became mainly local and less guests. But so, you know, you helped us kind of launch things, and you worked with us for like a year and a half or so. How long were you with us initially?
I think a year and a half sounds about right.
Yeah. And then you decided to kind of do because big picture, you're an animal lover.
Yes.
So you're a big animal lover. So you did, what did you do in that kind of in between time? Because some people don't know that you left for a little bit, you did some stuff with the vet, and then you came back. So what did you do when you were in that vet situation?
Yeah. So yeah, I took a little hiatus from the gym, and I went to work as a vet tech at the local veterinary hospital here.
Yeah.
And within that, I also did a lot of fostering, which it's cool, and it's what's the word I'm looking for? Gratifying in its own way, but also exhausting. It's like raising children. That's my comparison to raising children.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I mean, it was something entirely different, which I think, you know, at that time in my life, that's what made sense for me to do. That's what I needed to kind of redirect, I guess, what I really wanted. And which worked out, because then I guided me right back on in here.
So so you came, that we started to work together again last summer. So summer like 2019. August. Yeah. So we kind of slowly, you kind of rolled back into the swing of things. It was like you never missed a beat. But what you felt brought you back to fitness and wanting to do that more in a professional setting again?
Well, I honestly, one, I miss you guys, and two, I miss that connection with people. Like, again, I am an animal person. I am, but you know, I miss that deep connection with people that you can really get and dive into being in the fitness industry and being a trainer and a fitness instructor. You kind of, I don't know, it's like you end up being this confidant for somebody.
Yeah.
And which is just, to me, it's pretty neat to be able to do that and work with somebody closely and watch their progress through that time, and just, I don't know, help somebody at their worst and at their best.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's helping them build their best self, no matter what area it could be. It's just, I like that variety. but
Yeah.
it's I miss that. I miss the connections with just everybody.
Yeah. Do you have like we don't have to blast anybody's name out there, but do you have like an example of somebody, like since you've been back, of somebody that you feel like, not necessarily because what we do, we're kind of coaches. We're on the sideline. At the end of the day, our clients are the players, and they're the one making the plays. They're the ones who have to do the push-ups, do the squats, do the diet and things like that. And so we're just kind of there to try to give them the plays that are get them there the quickest and the safest and the funnest in a way. And funnest, if that's a word. So do you have an example of like, or any examples of that, like since you've been back, of like people that you've kind of been able to do that for, you feel like? And
Oh, 100%. I think all of my clients in some way or another. And, you know, I think as of late, I mean, especially now since I've been back almost a year.
Yeah.
A year soon. And what the fitness industry is now, and seeing all of these cross trainings and videos and everything, to where it wasn't like that a year ago. And so it's pretty cool and like, especially right now, it's time to be creative. And so, I mean, what, you had clients pushing your car the other day?
Oh, you saw that? Did I tell you that, or did you see that?
Me that? Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I got to put that up there.
Yeah. So, but definitely I can already think of a good couple of them where we've made it fun, and I've just seen such a amazing change in just easily 5 or 6 months of working with them, of seeing their strength. And you actually, I think what my favorite thing is seeing their confidence.
Yeah.
And
how do you notice their confidence change? Can you?
Oh yeah. Well, a couple of things. For me, I mean, you can just see how they hold themselves, how they go from, you know, you're trying to show them something in the beginning where it could be a basic squat, a basic sit up, a basic, you know, what have you. And you see how they question everything, but it's not like they can't do it, or are they going to do it wrong, or, you know, what have you. And where it's like now it could be something very complex or even on the easier side. And they, without skipping beat, they'll ask you, oh, am I doing this right? But you can just feel the vibe and the ambiance in the room of them being confident. I can personally, I'm sure you can too. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, you can sense it to where it's like that. They're excited to be there rather than they feel like I have to be here. It's like, oh, I got to be here. Yeah. You know, I get to see you.
Yeah, I would say a couple of the subtle things I notice is that what they wear.
I was just gonna say that.
Changes. And it's not like, it's like they wear more appropriate fitting clothes.
Yes.
Sometimes people wear a little more baggy stuff. They don't want to show their body.
Yep.
That's one thing. Another subtle thing is if they almost in certain situations will assist or act like they work at the gym.
Yes.
So if we're busy, they will say, oh no, this is where the mats are, they're over here.
Yeah.
Like subtle things like that. And then all things you kind of said, like within the trainer, like within the relationship of, you can tell them a movement. You can say it's like this movement, and they get right into it. And they're like, the cues they already know, and they kind of know where to pull their abs in, and their back position is already kind of like, okay, you want the back like this, is it? And so that's kind of funny. So kind of over, I think it's more since you've been back. I think we used to do a lot of workouts together in the first go around when you're here. But tell me about your one of your swole mates.
Yes, I've stolen your wife.
Yes, you have. You are. She's you guys. I guess she's the work wife.
She's my work wife. Yes.
Yeah. So tell me about that. I think those workouts, have suddenly become a little legendary locally. So tell me about what's been happening there and how that works.
Yeah. Well, we started working out pretty soon after I came back last summer. And they are something which I know I personally look forward to, as I hope she does as well. Um, each week, we even have our own personal playlist that we play to kind of get us hyped up. But with those workouts, we try to just mix everything up with, you know, what we find, the most ridiculous things we find, to the classics that we know are just the basics.
Yeah.
But we just try to keep it a wide variety of just a little bit of everything.
So
And
how do you structure it? So like what like because how long are the workouts usually?
well, they should only be they should only be maybe 50 to 60 minutes. They're
Yeah.
usually 2 hours.
I just wanted to get that on record.
They're a long time.
Okay, so they're about 2 hours. So
Yeah.
then, so
Yeah.
how do you like? So I know you guys mix it up a lot, but who writes the workout? Like who decides to pick? How does that all even come together?
Well, it depends on the day. We usually try to both write it. So we'll either someone will start the workout like on a note or something and share it, and we'll split it. Other days, she'll write. Usually, she writes the booty workout. She's the booty queen,
Yeah,
and then I'll do more upper body or total body. So we try to just divvy it up pretty evenly throughout the week of who writes it.
yeah,
Yeah. So we try to keep it that even. We get inspiration from Instagram, from other videos we see, from even you and Michael. So we kind of get inspiration from everything.
yeah,
And we also then find, let's say, 3 videos we like, and then we combine those 3 and make one move.
yeah. So in the sense of kind of all of that coming together, uh, do you feel like, I mean, you guys seem like you guys got strong during that time period where you started to work out and do some of those movements and stuff?
That hands down is the best shape I've been in. And
Yeah.
it is purely because of those combination of literally everything. I mean, we're involving strength, dynamics, mobility, stability, all in one workout, to where it's, you know, your body then adjusts to it. And it's, you know, we always joke that we're never sore anymore.
Yeah.
And I know people probably hate to hear that, but
What has there been anybody who's kind of responded to that? Because I think the one of the legendary pictures, and you guys have to go back. I don't know. Do you have this on your Instagram or Jacket, the Frozen workout?
yeah, we have it saved. That is a legendary one.
Where is that? We have to figure out where that is. I don't know if is that on Calistoga Fit or is that on
I think it's on Calistoga Fit. If not, I have the videos. I can easily post them.
Okay, maybe we can send me those videos, and then I'll teasing this out when I tease this thing out.
Okay.
And so tell me, so now, like, obviously besides training, one of the big things that we're working on, and we've been working on for almost since you've been back, this second go around since August 2019, is Ondemand.
Yes.
So what do you specifically work on, and what do you kind of think of the platform and its potential?
What do we so like what do I specifically work on for it?
Yeah. So what kind of like, because what kind of things do you do for the platform? Because I know what's kind of your main responsibilities when it comes to the platform? What are you doing when you're working on it in terms of, I'll let you fill in.
I am the video maker, the video master. So all the
You're the Spielberg?
Yes. So all the videos you see, those are my productions. So some of them take not very long at all. Others, as today, I have about 15 videos that I need to do.
Yeah.
So it's all different programming. So, I'm going to be working on a meditation program. The yoga program's coming out, the classes on there. So alongside with just doing the production of videos, myself, along with the other trainers, are also filming the videos to put on there.
Yeah.
So, got a little combo work going on.
Yeah, totally. It's a lot of work. I think the way that is grown, I feel like we're gonna have to get you a small army.
Just a little one.
Just a little,
Yeah.
maybe a little person. I don't know.
So I'll recruit Izzy. I'll take her as my little assistant.
Yeah. And what do you think of like the potential of the on-demand? I mean, what do you think about? Because I mean, to be like really honest, that the program so far, in terms of the financial portion, hasn't like been crazy or anything like that. I think, but with when things like the quarantine happens and the shelter in place, it's a nice thing to have that we've been working on, and that Jackie and I'll kind of give the credit to Jackie on this one, that she had the vision that we needed to it's because people had the idea, but the vision and the execution, I think a lot of times people forget that you could have an idea, but can you execute it?
Right.
And so for her had the vision and the execution to kind of get it started, and then now being in a loop, and we have some legendary videos that we did the first go around and stuff like that that were really cool, that we worked well together on that.
Yep.
So what do you kind of think of the potential from your perspective? Because you're kind of in it day to day. I'm kind of floating through it weekly when we check in. But what do you think of the potential of it, and where it could go?
Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but this quarantine is kind of like a good push for it.
Yeah.
I do think it has a lot of potential, and it is just the constant push for it. And so it's just kind of consistently getting the blast out about it. Before I even came back to the gym, and I wasn't, to be honest, I even took time off for myself, even working out. Like, I'd run occasionally and do stuff at home, but I really wasn't doing anything. And it, looking back at it, this is something that I would have totally been into if I didn't have a gym or if I didn't have access to it.
Yeah.
I think it's really neat for those who, like I was just saying, don't have access to a gym, but also maybe they don't want to go out or don't want to go, once this quarantine is over, even prior to this.
Yeah.
But I do think that it has a lot of potential. It's just, we need to continue just to blast it out.
Yeah. I think that people, if they look at our history and look at the history of Calistoga Fit, me and Jackie, that, if we're going to do something, we're going to do something that has some soul to it.
Right.
And that is, even though it's digital, and some of that is us figuring it out, but I think I'm proud of where it is and where it's going. Because I can't say yet, I think Jackie will get on me, but we have some other exciting things down the pipe that we're testing out literally, this month, that we hopefully will have out soon, that we can announce. So, I'm excited about it because that's the way the world's going. And I think it's just kind of really cool to see that progress. So before we wrap that up, and I'll let you get to your workout, is there any questions you wanted to ask me?
I do, actually. So kind of going back to the beginning and going back to that initial Solage conversation we had, and looking at where you were then, where Calistoga Fit was, right when it started, and then looking at it now. Did you envision what Calistoga Fit is now back then?
What did I envision? I didn't. I will say that I envisioned a feeling, not necessarily exactly what it was going to be. I think the things that I wanted to accomplish within it was that I wanted to have a space where I could train clients, and I wanted to have an opportunity where I could make Calistoga, give them some wellness opportunities, not just for the people, but also for the instructors. Like I see myself within the instructors that work with us, and the team members because I call it a team because it is a team to me. I don't even see myself as an owner. I see myself as a team player within it. And sometimes I'm obviously leading the team, but I wanted a sense of community and a sense of helping people get to their best self. So the vehicle and how we got there, I thought Calistoga Fit was going to be a way to do that, but I wasn't sure where that's going to lead. And I will say that it's evolved obviously over the years. And kind of one more thing, just to put on top of this, there was a thing I got invited to from the hospital. Saying in the hospital was about a talk about the Blue Zone. They were thinking about doing this concept where making the Up Valley, Calistoga and St. Helena Blue Zone, which is just kind of an overall healthy community. And hearing them talk about it, and I was like, and I walked out of that meeting, and it's like, I could do that. When I say I, it's not I, but the team, I can facilitate that. And so the things that we do, well, we have the cancer program, and we do the things with the city of Calistoga where we offer free classes, and the on-demand platform, and just our gym, Calistoga Fit, and the hotel partners that we have that we do run their programs for, to employee wellness stuff that we do, kids programs, the aqua program for that's usually for most of the community that's over 60, the Boys and Girls Club. So like all those things is leading towards making this area as healthy as it possibly can. So that's kind of been the evolution of the vision.
Yeah, well, we're doing it.
Yeah. So that's why I push, and I kind of go sideways on certain things, just because that's kind of my North Star right now when it comes to the business aspect.
Right. Yeah.
Any other questions you got?
I don't think so. You're a pretty cool guy. You know that, right?
I think so until my daughter tells me that.
Deep down, she knows.
Yeah, she does, but I don't try to say it out loud.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, like I think you're the thing that I kind of try to harvest from you, and I think we've had a great history in trying to work with each other in the lows and the highs, is that kind of coming back to that vision of working with instructors being their best self, and trainers and people. I kind of want to be a star in your galaxy when it comes to that. So that's the reason why we've kind of worked well together, and why I've kind of pushed things on you a little bit to kind of get there, because I see how people react to you when you teach, and when you're in the room, and so and I love the way that you and Jackie connect and stuff like that, even though it blows up my text also when you guys work all the memes and the craziness, and so I just wanted to let you know that, and thank you for joining Trainers Talk.
Yeah, thank you so much for chatting with me.
No problem.
I look forward to working in person with you very soon.
Yes, exactly.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, we can get back to our Sunday dinners where we have the team over.
Yeah, that would be nice.
All right. Well, Thank you again. I'm going to get this off recording. Give me a second.
Okay.